Dude, my feet are grimy, grimy. Like,
I shall be commuting to New Jersey. Actually, I'll probably already be there because I have to check in for two.
Are you competing for sure?
Yeah.
Congrats, I'm excited for
Thank
you.
you. Me and
that's so
Julia are
exciting.
going in the same category. Honestly, I'm excited because I
Fuck
told
yeah.
her we're taking all the photos and I'm gonna hide behind her and no one's even gonna know I'm there because I'll just be like blocked out.
Like, are you making
That's
a joke like
awesome.
on stage?
What's that?
Were you making a joke like blocked out on
Yes,
stage?
yes, 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 yes.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I was like, dude, my brain cells gone, gone. Like, I think I made one joke yesterday and it was actually really funny. And normally I'm like, really funny. And it's like, it's gone. It's gone, man.
Yeah, you're almost there.
Yeah, we are. We are. Meg, you look beautiful.
Thanks. I feel rough.
Your face is looking lean.
Do you say you
Your
feel
body
ripe?
looks.
Rough.
I thought you said ripe. I was like, I feel
No,
that.
rough. Just because like I feel like I'm just like up. Like I'm at that point of prep where it's just like I'm like I don't know if it's just my adrenals are just going, going, going.
Mhm.
Yes.
So yeah.
What comes up goes down though.
That's where I'm at. I'm like, I'm in the swamp, dog. I'm just like cooking.
Yeah.
I had a good stretch that I was waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, like ready to go. And it was like a month long, maybe even longer. And like now my alarm's going off and I'm like, like, don't make me do it.
Yeah.
Relatable.
Will he works like 2 hours away now, so he isn't with me Monday through Wednesday, and now he might stay there Monday through Thursday. So I only get to see him Thursday night through Sunday, which really sucks. But he wakes up at like 3:30 in the morning. And he woke up this morning to do that. And I was like wide awake. I was like, babe, I cannot go back to sleep. Should I just get up? And he's like, no, you need sleep.
Yeah,
Go back to sleep. And I did. And I woke up 2.6 pounds down again.
that's
Like
awesome.
my weight in the past week, I've pretty much knocked off like 8 pounds.
That's crazy.
So
Jesus.
shit's going.
Literally,
But
probably pooping it all out.
Literally.
I don't know if I'm pooping it all out, but doing something with it.
Dude, my poops have been awesome lately, and I'm just so blessed because we added into mocks, and I
Mm,
was like really scared that I was gonna get constipated, but no, we're still cooking.
yeah,
We're
that's
still
good.
cooking. Um,
That's good.
I
Well,
don't
you
care.
keep your fiber in a really good spot.
Yeah, like it's still between like 27, 30 grams, and it's like diversified as shit. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm not doing what I did my first prep where it was like the high fiber tortillas and all of that's like the Quest bars and stuff like that, where it's like a bunch of
Mhm.
corn soluble fiber. So it's just like real food, which I'm really happy about because like honestly, while I'm food focused, I'm not like I don't know, like my first prep I was fucked up. I was like setting alarms, like counting down the seconds, and now it's like, yeah, I'm hungry and I'm tired and my energy's dog shit, but like I'm not grasping at straws, being like, oh my God, food, because it's like I feel at least nourished. So there's that.
I
I'm
had
not
a
really
client,
hungry at all.
I had a client message me the other day and she's like, I found these new bagels. I was wondering if we can incorporate them in my plan. They're only 4 grams of carbs. And I go, how many grams of fiber are they? I guarantee it's at least the entire amount
25.
for the whole day. 38. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is,
That's
Oh
almost
my
impressive.
God.
Like that's
like, what are
almost,
you putting in that?
I'm I used to do what was it? I think it's the Joseph's.
Yes, I love
yeah.
Yeah.
this too.
But I mean, now I don't eat shit like that. Like I just stick to whole foods.
Yeah.
I think the most processed shit in my diet is a rice cake. So I'm like, but yeah, my appetite because we're microdosing Retta right now, and
Mhm.
I fucking love it. Like I didn't have any food focus or like high appetite anyway, but the effects, like the first week of it, didn't really do much. It had to kind of compound in my system, I think. But this second week of it being in place, like progress has just skyrocketed. So I'm like, this is a game changer. fucking, I love it. So,
That's awesome.
I've heard a lot of
mm.
mixed things. People say they like it, but then also not so sure because it's so, I don't know much about it, but it being so similar to a GLP-1 and all that type of stuff. So
Well, I would call it a GLP-3 because it's a GLP-1 agonist, GIP agonist, and a glucagon agonist. So the glucagon agonist part helps to increase your energy expenditure pretty much at rest.
Mhm.
The GLP and the GIP just helps with like insulin
Yeah.
secretion and like glucose metabolization.
Are you not feeling
Gosh,
any GI distress or anything like that from it?
no, not at. We're only doing a milligram a
Okay.
week,
I was
so it's
reading
pretty
about
good.
that. I think it said keep your dose under 2.5,
Oh
something like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah, and especially because I was considering using it with one of my clients. She asked me about it, and she is, on thyroid medication. And with thyroid issues, you may have slower motility already. So we're starting her at like 0.25 milligrams, and that's it. And just
Is that injected or a dropper?
inject. Yep, sub Q. Easy peasy.
Dude,
Yeah.
speaking of droppers, my tamoxifen is liquid.
I fucking hate that shit.
Dude, when I tell you, I would rather lick Eric's unwashed taint than take the tamoxifen that I have to take every morning.
I
The
don't think I would ever want to
dude, it's
know.
I don't know what it's submerged in, but it's ass. It is so fucking gross, right? Like at least like the T3, T4 is probably like alcohol based, so it's like wakes you up in the morning. This like and I don't even have like a gag reflex. Like like I'm not someone that like is easy on the stomach by any means, so
Yeah.
I'm like if I'm struggling to hork that down, it's like I literally need a chaser in the morning.
Dude, I'm in my bathroom first thing in the morning at like 5:45, like doing T3 and my like Nolvadex and like my SLU, and I'm just like,
Did you fucking feel like Walter White? You're like doing chemistry stuff in your bathroom.
yeah, I'm just like, well, this is where we're at now. We're just doing droppers of shit. But
Legit.
no, feeling good. We have maintenance calories today, so I got a little carb bump, thank God. But mm-mm.
I love that.
I
But
felt like I
how you feeling?
You asking me or you asking
way
Taylor?
zoomed out.
Yeah. Well, you are 1 week out, so how are you
Yes, I
feeling?
am. I mean, I don't really have any pressure on me going into this.
Yeah, it's your
I
third, yeah.
know, no, not even that. Like, I'm a realist here, and like, I'm not going in here thinking like I'm gonna be a first call out, I'm gonna win this shit, blah blah blah, because I'm not, and I know that, and that's okay. But I am going in it with the mindset of like I want to bring the best peak I've done, the best stage performance I've done, and get some, gauge the idea of like how far off am I, because the other shows I've done, the first show was your my height class was up to 5'4", which that's not a normal thing for a
That's
class
like not fair.
Yeah.
class A is usually up to 5'2".
Yeah.
Anything 5'2", even like 5'2.5" and up is considered class B. And then the second show I did, there was only six of us, I think, and like I they all were good physiques, but most of them were not properly conditioned for a stage lead. So like that also didn't really help me as far as being in similar height classes, and then people that honestly had more muscle than I did, but then weren't conditioned enough. So like then
Yeah.
I really don't know. Um, so that's just going to be a good like visual for me of like how long do I need? Like realistically, I think I'd be closer within a year. Like I don't necessarily think I need another 2 year off season, but maybe I do. I don't know. If I'm like way, way behind, then maybe I do.
Yeah. You don't know until you know.
Yeah.
So
And I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for the fact I was going to be there anyways, because just the entry alone to do masters and open is $650. And then
I don't miss that shit at all. God dang.
just the entry, and then
Whew.
another $200 for your tan, and I paid $200 for like the bare bone minimum Gilco photos because I was like, whatever, I'll use it for my website.
Yeah.
But to do, if I were to add hair and makeup on it, it's like another $350. I was like, fuck that shit. I've already spent $1,000. I'm not doing it.
No. Yeah.
And plus a hotel.
Yeah.
This
So
shit adds
like
up, people. Start selling
two
your
grand.
feet.
See ya.
Start selling your feet.
I mean, that's where it's like you literally need to understand that this is a hobby, right? Because I think I saw something the other day being shared around, like one of those things where it's like you have a higher chance of making it to the NFL draft than like being like a professional bodybuilder and like living off of it.
Oh,
You know what
living
I'm
on.
saying?
Okay. I was like,
No, no, and like being
so
like
weird.
successful, not just like getting a pro
Okay.
card. Because obviously, I know we just had like that national show, and then we had a bunch of fit model pros. It's like the entry level for getting a pro card. I feel like is a little bit easier compared to way back when, but also it's like, but then making it like your profession and living off of it is like
Yeah.
not.
I will also say, like, turning pro is an amazing accomplishment, but most people that turn pro don't do shit after.
Yeah,
As far as like competing as a pro and doing well and like having a name for themselves, I would say that there's a handful of people that actually do that.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great accomplishment though. So,
For sure. And then I'm not taking that from anybody. I'm just saying like
yeah.
it's a short-lived, and I'm sure part of it too is the amount of, sacrifice and effort and everything it takes from you to get to that point too.
mhm.
Of then,
I,
maybe I don't want this to continue.
it's
Yeah.
it's very similar to like especially if you're someone that is so results focused, which like obviously I've been known to like really struggle with focusing on like the result versus enjoying the journey, which is why like I heavily rely on Laura because it's like she is so good about like remembering and reminding me that this is like a process and a journey, not just like the outcome and the result. And while yes, you don't like play to lose, like the goal is to be better than when you were. But it's sometimes like when you get lost when it comes from like a schooling background, where if you like get straight A's, it's like you aced life. You aced high school, maybe college, maybe you had a master's or a doctorate. And so for some bodybuilders that are very, very high functioning achievers, it's like the pro card is the A plus. The Olympia is the A plus plus. And life isn't if you study really hard and you do all the right answers, you get 100%. Life is not like that. You can study, put every single fucking right answer, and still get a 50 because there are things outside of your control in life. And that's where it's like for me, today was like the best day I've had, not all prep, but probably in 6 to 8 weeks because I just stopped fucking caring. I just went in the gym. I did what I needed to do. When I posed, my friend sent me a playlist that she made, and like, I just fucking posed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just like stopped fucking caring because sometimes caring too much ends up making you worse.
For sure.
Mhm.
For sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem natural too, especially like specific to posing. But I think when you're trying to look a certain way or replicate somebody else more so than anything, it takes away from what actually looks good on you. That's something I've tried to like kind of manipulate for myself because I am not someone who's super like flowy and dancy and graceful and all of that. So
Yeah.
it's like something that is more okay. I feel comfortable doing this and it looks put together. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm like nervous about is the whole posing routines. Because for WPD, you have your prejudging one, and then you have finals where you do your actual long routine. So I'm reaching out to, Ashley Jones.
Yeah.
I think we
Yes.
talked about this, but I'm going to reach out to her. So getting that rolling with 5 weeks to go. But you guys are so right. Like, if you have it with that like perfectionist mentality, that's how I approached Tampa Pro in 2020. I absolutely hated that prep, didn't enjoy a single moment of it about it. And this one is so different. Like, I was hard on myself for sure in the beginning because I was transitioning to a new division, coming off of not training upper body to now, having to bring up my upper body was kind of a mind fuck. And then of course the injury on top of it. But then once that pain kind of went away, I really started to enjoy the process more and just realized like, this is such a privilege to be able to do this as a hobby, especially like from a financial point of view. But yeah, I'm glad that you're feeling better though, Ash. I know
Yeah,
you're
I was
struggling.
blinded by pain. Like I'm still
Yes.
in pain, but at the same time, it's like, where are the workarounds? Where are the cans versus like understanding that like in prep, and this is just my approach, right? This is just for me. In prep, how I am starting to approach it is complete opposite of what I did in high school and college, where it was like, yeah, I always consistently studied. Like, I'm very consistent. Duh, that's like my superpower. But especially when you get to the point where like you know it, but you're still scared of failing, what did you do? You crammed. And I would like be sobbing on my physiology notes. Like even though I knew it, the back of my hand, just sobbing for hours and hours while I was studying. Right. And I started to treat my prep the same way, where it was like you start cramming things in at the last minute. And it's like, even though I know as a coach, like the final weeks of prep, again, stress resiliency, like your energy, all of these things are depleted. And so the last thing that you probably should do, at least for me, is do even fucking more. And when I did more, I felt worse. I looked worse, right? So now it's just like, do what you need to do and stay consistent, but just dial it down, right? Dial it the fuck down because like you've already studied enough. You already took the notes, you did the study guide. So it's just like, dude, just like fucking chill and be at peace knowing that like when the test comes, when show day comes, you put in all that you could, and that's enough.
Mhm.
I think that's one of the hardest parts about competing is towards the end of a competition, prep or whatever you want to call it, that like, okay, the work is done, start pulling back.
Hmm.
Because most of us that are in this sport are the like, I want to push harder, I want to do more, I want to get, this, that, and the other thing. And it is definitely a giant challenge to say, okay, well, now we're going to taper cardio back almost to the point of ow. Like that's where I'm at right now, and I fucking hate it. And it's an opposite direction. You feel like you're a failure because you're not doing enough.
Yeah.
But this sport isn't about what you want to do. It's about what's going to bring the best look, regardless
Right.
of number on a scale or what you enjoy or whatever. Like that's
Yeah.
not in the
Exactly.
cards.
And even I made the decision like today, I was like, I'm no longer like working with a physical therapist because it's just like it just has to be enough. You know what I'm saying? And it's like no matter what happens, it's like I'm still gonna do what I need to do to warm up and have like healthy joints, but it's like my body cannot handle more. My brain especially cannot handle more. So it's like just call a spade and just stop. Do what you know that works. Don't get injured, of course, but like just stop going the extra mile because like you don't have the shoes to do it.
You also don't have the support for recovery right now, too. So you probably gain more from all of this after when you have calories to support it and
Mhm.
rest and not all these other things that are lighting a fire inside of you at the moment.
Dude, yeah, it's like it was like that. It was getting to the point where it's like it was just like breaking me. Like I was breaking myself, right? And it's like this idea of like being perfect, but like it's just something where it's like I have done enough, right? It's like I did all of the things I should have done, and now I need to like actually pull my head out of my ass and just be fucking happy that I'm here. Even though I'm tired, even though like, I wish I could still be more me. Like I said, today was like the best day I ever had in training and posing because like I just did it. I didn't overthink it. I didn't overcomplicate it. I just fucking did what I could and moved on. I didn't like, get lost how normally the trend would be like getting lost.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that be your mantra for the rest of this prep.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Because sometimes when we're doing all these extra things that we think are helping us and like filling our cup, it's actually overflowing our cup.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I had all of my freaking body work fall on one day. I had like spinal decompression, I had body work, and then I also had dry needling. And I was running around like every appointment was like 20, 30 minutes away. So like I was
Oh,
like, when the fuck am I gonna work? When am I gonna do this? And like my mind was just going like a million miles per hour yesterday. And I was literally sitting in bed. I was like, I'm gonna wake up, my weight's gonna be like 4 or 5 pounds up. I know it. I know it. Like that was not helping me. I was like, okay, Meg, like chill. So one, don't schedule more than one modality on one day. That was ridiculous. But I am surprised that I dropped weight after all of that on my body yesterday because it was a rest day, but it was not a rest day. You know what I mean? But there is a point in prep, definitely. Like there's a point of not no return, but it's just where you don't have those energy reserves mentally or physically to give more to. And
yeah.
when you're pushing yourself to do more, you're just exhausting yourself. And I think that was what was really driving like I don't want to say like depression, but just kind of like that flatness in your mood about
Oh
prep,
no,
you know?
like call a spade a spade. It was fucking depression. Like I was
Yeah,
literally
you
depressing
weren't enjoying
myself
it.
because it
Yeah,
was never enough. I was never
yeah,
enough. And like Eric and I would be talking and I was like, dude, like I just want to be free. I want to
yeah.
be free of myself. And like
I get
when you
that.
get to that point, that's sad. And that's how I
Yeah,
was like, okay, if you want to be
gotta
free
pull
of
back.
yourself, like you need to like actually acknowledge like your expectations and change how you think about this. And like today was the first day where I was like, oh, I actually can do this because I am doing it and it is enough and it's okay. And
Awesome.
like you, like I'm scheduling things for myself, not body work,
Hmm.
just for the sake of finances because this is like so fucking expensive. And Eric is kind enough to give me a little rub down when I need it. But like I got my toes done yesterday. Today I'm getting my lashes lifted and my eyebrows done and tinted. I've never done that before. Like I'm excited. I'm a little nervous. I don't know what to expect, but still it's something where it's like, dude, you got to stop beating your body and your brain into the earth and start just like showing it some love in a way that you've never done before.
Hmm. I love that.
Have you guys ever done a lymphatic drainage
I'm
massage?
doing it next week.
Eric
Have
gave
you?
me one yesterday. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome. I'm doing the Brazilian contour with
That's
lymphatic drainage.
that's what I want to do.
I'm gonna do that for the next like 4 weeks leading up to show pretty much.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know how it is next
When
Thursday. Like I won't see you, but I'll let you know. I'll text you.
talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Have
obviously
you
like Eric's not a licensed masseuse, but like we looked up like how to like push toward like the lymph system, like the
Hmm.
popliteal and the knee, like the inguinal near like your groin and stuff like that, just to like push fluid there. And I swear to God, the biggest piss afterward. Because it was just like, gotta get it out, you know? So like I thought for what it was, because it doesn't it his wasn't like balls to the walls, because again, he doesn't really know what he's doing, but like it was so different compared to like a normal massage where you're like almost in pain.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. But things like that and other modalities, like, yes, the lymphatic drainage, it is lower impact for sure, compared to like deep tissue massage. So I won't get deep tissue massage under 3 weeks out. It's
Yeah.
just a no go for me. So that's why I'm switching to the lymphatic drainage for the next couple of weeks. But even things like Epsom salt baths, people don't realize it. And a lot of coaches actually program those like on
Mhm.
peak week. And what they
Mhm.
don't really get in their head is that actually increases aldosterone. So you're holding on to water, or sorry, sodium and water the next day. So if you're doing them too frequently in peak week, that can fuck your peak up. So like things like that and like lymphatic drainage, sure, it's not as like intense on the body, but you can still hold water because you're pushing that towards like the lymph system that has to take time to expel pretty much.
Yeah.
So
Like you're pushing it in the wrong direction. It's
yeah, yeah.
just leave it alone.
Yeah. But I am excited about the Brazilian contour part because I see like Yarishna and all the wellness girls get it done where they're like in their stomach, like rubbing around on their intestines.
And pooping. Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be cool. And I was talking to Julia actually, because I do not have a small waist. I'm pretty sure it stays like 29, 30 inches. It's just not that small at all. But I have these wide ass clavicles, so it gives me that illusion.
Mhm.
But when I'm like transitioning from pose to pose, my abdominal control I really need to work on. So I've been doing vacuums every day. I've been doing them twice a day now. So I'm going to keep that up too. But I think the lymphatic drainage is just going to help as well.
Yeah. I'm a huge believer in vacuums. And then
Hmm.
honestly, I'm changing my tune entirely with ab training. Now, I'm not
Yeah.
doing weighted crunches,
Hmm.
but I'm doing like thoracic crunches using like a foam roller. And then especially trying to strengthen my left side, which I pose on. So it's constantly being stretched.
Yeah.
And dude, I got like 6 reps today and I was like I couldn't move anymore. I was like, oh, this
Yeah.
is a problem. This is
Uh,
a big problem. So like, well, again, like I'm not gonna do weighted crunches because if I can't even do fucking body weight, there's no point in adding more weight. But I was like,
mm,
oh, I need to start doing like thoracic crunches like daily now just to like support my core so
Yeah.
it doesn't like flop out. I was like, fuck.
Yeah. Dude, that is definitely a weakness. Especially that was actually something that Cameron brought up at the beginning of my prep. He brought up my picture from 2020 at Tampa. He's like, "You look emaciated in the midsection." I'm like, "Eh." Thanks. Because it did. It was just like flat. Because
Yeah,
I didn't train my abs properly. And it's still something like I train them. I train them weighted. I do, I have to bring like them to the surface for WPD, but it's definitely one of my weaker points is my midsection. So
I
I
get
really
you.
want to work on it.
Dude, I
I
can't
feel
use
like,
weight.
what's that?
I said I can't use weight. Like I said, I can't even do fucking body weight. And I see people
Yeah.
doing stacks, and I'm like, shit. Laura, go ahead. I'm sorry I interrupted you, sweetie.
I was gonna just kind of what Meg was talking about. I feel like even if you train your abs, a lot of that, like just the shape of them and whatnot, is unfortunately a genetic thing. Honestly,
Yeah.
even though I respond to PEDs too, because I will say I've seen a lot of people like once they start using enhancements, that just being like a
Yeah.
hit
Yeah,
that
definitely.
specific area.
Yeah. I got you. Laura, I went against your recommendation because the soup made me uncomfortable, but I did send it back just to give me a little bit like one or two adjustments just to make sure that it doesn't because again it like scraped up my legs like
Mm.
I feel like they
pretty.
all do that. Mine does that.
I mean this wasn't like I don't know because
Did it feel like you were literally gonna break the connectors?
yeah, it was something where like I felt like it was gonna break.
If it's that questionable, then maybe you needed to. I mean, I just think that the like stones themselves like kind of scratch you on the way up, but
This wasn't just like scratch. This was like I had to like dance almost. And it's
hmm.
like I know I have a little bit more fat around like my thighs to lose, but like not that much more. And I'm like,
Mm.
if this fucks up the tan, or if it's like I just
She doesn't charge you though to send it back, does she?
I mean I had to pay for shipping again. But I what I paid for was peace of mind because I've worked this hard and God forbid, like I don't have a backup suit. So if it
Yeah,
snapped
same.
on show day, dude, I would just be that would just ruin it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I bought myself peace of mind is what I bought
Yeah.
myself.
I'm thinking about sending mine back too, just because when I tried it on, in the back, there's like, I think it can be like glued down to me. But
Yeah.
when I'm moving in poses, it kind of bunches just a little bit. So I don't know if that means that like the connectors need to go wider, and
Yeah.
like WPD, how they cross. I think they need to just go a little wider because I think they're too narrow that it bunches a little bit near the butt crack. So I'm gonna try it on and probably send her a video and be like, hey, should I worry about this or
Yeah.
should I send it back to you just to move those connectors? But yeah, I'm glad I finally like posted that photo
Yeah, it
of
looks
this
great.
fucking I love that thing. It is it's my
Like a
favorite.
butterfly. That's what I think of. I don't know why. It
Yeah.
makes me
I
think of
thought mermaid, but I like butterfly better. Like
makes me think of butterfly
metamorphosis.
because they're like yellow in the center.
Nice. I like that.
Speaking of butterfly, Laura, show me your nails. Are they pink?
Oh, yes.
Those are
Ooh.
pretty.
Are they like press-ons or
No, they're acrylic with chrome. I'm like super
Oh.
fancy.
You want to see mine?
Yeah, Meg,
dude?
spirit fingers. These are still from my last show, so like I'm probably gonna redo those.
Dang,
Fine.
they look good.
I'm surprised they haven't snapped yet.
Right? It's been
It's
almost a
incredible.
month.
I don't even know if I'm gonna get my nails done, guys.
Dude,
To
get
be
some
honest,
press-ons.
I don't even think I'm gonna do press-ons. I think I'm gonna get a manicure because they look like man hands. But like, I don't, I don't know.
I
Yeah.
felt like I like made a ballsy move and went against the grain by getting a color instead of doing like a nude or a French because I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? If I'm gonna pay freaking $60 for a manicure, I want to like it. So,
Yeah,
and when it's not that I wouldn't like those colors, but when they spray you, even if they put the stuff on so it doesn't stick to your nails, it still changes the color,
pisses me off. I
right? You're
will be
like, I
getting
just
a
spent so much
pedicure.
money for fucking nothing.
Dude, my feet are grimy, grimy. Like, oh my God. Look like Sasquatch in that bitch. They're like,
Let's
I've had
go.
gel. on them for like I was like, oh, I'll just wait until they grow out. Like they're still growing out and I still have gel on them. So they're like literally dying the nail underneath of them. I'm like, Meg, you're nasty. Like, what happened to me? Last year I was all about like stiletto nails, getting my pedicure done every 2 weeks. And now I'm in South Carolina. I'm like, I'm gonna Sasquatch it up. Fuck it. Yeah, I don't care.
It's
Yeah, it's
because
definitely money.
expenses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like expenses and plus also like you are competing now and that's like another like
Yeah.
expense with like your body work and stuff like that. Like I get it. Uh
Question for you guys. Do you
Mm.
pay out of pocket for your health insurance?
Yes.
no.
I just signed up for that 2 days ago
Did
and
you
I
cry? Did
hadn't
you want to
heard it
die?
back. Yes. I'm
Hmm.
like, this is what I get for doing the right thing and paying taxes. And now I not only owe this all this money for taxes, but I have to pay another $500 a month for fucking
Hmm.
insurance.
Yeah.
Adulting is fun.
No, it's not.
It's
You're a
not.
liar.
No, yeah, I don't mean it for a second.
Yeah, my health insurance is about like 300 a month.
Why
But
is yours so much cheaper?
what the fuck? What is yours?
500.
That's growth. That is HGH. Oh
Because
my
that's
God.
growth.
But
My
the
heart.
even crazier part was, so I'm still paying co-pays. I'm still paying
Right? What
for
does it even do?
the
I got two checks back for my Cairo. So I got $40 back and then $20 back. So I
well,
got one session back. So
I'm assuming that yours is cheaper because of the state you live in. Because mine's through the state.
mine's not the state.
It's not?
You know, because I mean, I had it in Florida and it still works here.
Send me information what you use.
Laura, you should have talked to Eric because he's listening to this and he's already been like, oh, she should have done this, this, and this, and this.
Eric, help me. It
You're
doesn't
And
go
welcome.
he's our
into effect.
financial advisor
Doesn't go into effect till August 1st. So if we can save this, let's save this.
for
Yeah,
sure.
he'll help you because like he's really good with like doing insurance and stuff like
I
that.
just need good insurance because Yo Girl is the one that has all the issues. So
Yeah, I just don't want to, like, I didn't want to get health insurance for the longest time. My dad was like, well, whenever you get the ambulance fee, if something happens to you, you're on your own. And I'm like, well, dang, I don't like being an adult anymore. So then that kind of scared me. And I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah, it's one of
Uh,
those things where it's like it is really good to have because like as much as we take care of ourselves, again, our bodies are not a perfect system.
mhm.
Things unfortunately happen, injuries, breaks, God forbid accidents, like it is an accident, but at the same time, it's still your responsibility. So it's just like that little safety net can go a long way.
my biggest thing is the injections I've been getting for my back. Like, granted, it's already worn off and I'm like in excruciating pain, but
Mhm.
it has added time for me to be able to train and do what I want and, bend over and put my shoes on. So I don't imagine it's probably a $3,000 procedure every time I do it,
Oh, yeah.
which is
Yeah.
every 3 months.
Yeah. My MRIs that I got done on my back and my hamstring, my insurance didn't pay for it. I had to pay about $1,000 for that. So it's like, I don't know why I have health insurance.
That's crazy.
Because like my stem cell therapy, obviously I went through my friend Heather, couldn't use my health insurance, you
Yeah.
know?
Is
So
every time I hear anybody other than you going to get stem cells, it's out of the country. Is that legal here?
yeah,
You sure?
yeah, yeah. There's people all over
It's
the
just
place that
so
do it.
experimental. It's like PRP. They're experimental
Yeah. It's
alternative therapies.
yeah, because they're mainly at like HRT clinics and yeah, yeah.
Because well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, if this is working this good for you, like, fuck, I should do it.
Yeah.
Dude, I tell you what, like my quality of life has gone up like insane. Like I'm walking, I can sit here and cross my leg and not be in pain. I'm not antalgically leaning. Like there was a period I was literally standing like this for like 2 months straight. Like that is not okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like in the gym, like in between sets, like trying to stretch and do my little, nerve flossing and shit. It just really drains you. So
So
if you can get it done, I fucking would because it worked.
I'm gonna have to look into seeing if there's anything
Oh,
here that does that because I really wouldn't know. But for me, I don't know if this is happening to you, but like, and this has been my history in general, I'll injure one thing, and then because of whatever your alarm clock,
Compensation.
so you end up injuring another thing. So like the other day, I'm doing lying. Oh, actually, this was towards the beginning of my prep. I was doing lying hamstring curls, and I felt like something in my hip on my left side was like it like ripped out, and now my ever since doing that, knee hurts on that side. Not even my hip or groin or anything like that, my
Don't
knee.
you hate how connected the
My
body is?
but it was because I was trying to avoid it pulling
Yeah.
from my sciatic on the opposite side.
Yeah. Have you done dry needling? That, I think that in combination with the stem cell, it's helped to wake up my glute again because my right glute, it didn't really atrophy too much, even though my dry needling lady said it did, which that was so hard hearing. She was like, "Yeah, your right glute's smaller." And I'm like, "Bitch,
You want to
do
get
not
paid?
say that right now,
You
mid
want to get
prep."
paid?
But like yesterday, oh my God, it hurt so bad. We dry needled my adductor magnus.
Hmm.
Ah, what the fuck? But like, it was insane. Like, my glute was finally firing and good, that now my adductor was taking a lot of the load.
Yeah.
And I noticed it in my progress photos, my right adductor was just not popping. And it wasn't a leanness issue or a posing issue. It was just I couldn't get it to fire and contract.
Hmm.
So yeah, we dry needled that bitch, and now it feels like every step I take, like I can actually feel my adductor, and I'm just like, this is weird.
Yeah.
But I was looking to that too. Dry needling with the E-stem. That's the money.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
go back and do it again? Is it a one-time thing?
Dry needling? Oh, I
No,
go
no,
every like
no,
three
no, the
months.
stem cell.
Yeah, I'll probably do it once a year, to be honest. Even if I'm not in pain, because the IV that I did IV, it works systemically. So it's
Mm,
going to drive down inflammation just overall. So I don't think that's ever a bad thing. And you
no.
can write it off. So
Huh.
I
Interesting.
think, I don't know, Eric, confirm.
You
Eric, are you
should.
listening?
If it's a medical procedure related to your
Yeah.
profession, you should be able to write it off.
Yeah, my tax lady said I was good. So
Yeah.
We're gonna
I'm
go
going
with
to write it off.
IRS be like, hmm?
You said what now? God. What are you, because I guess, Laura, this would be kind of like your last show, right?
yeah, for sure.
So what are you looking forward to the most? I'm not talking about food or whatever, but like, what are you looking forward to for like the
Uh,
off season?
uh, uh, honestly, growing because like I feel like this is the first time coming out of a prep that I wasn't fucked from, dieting and whatever of all the things like stomach's the problem, hormones are shit, like all those things. So this is the first time that I feel like I can actually run with the fact that I'm still lean and reverse it right out and get back to like hopefully a successful off season like right out the gate as opposed to like a year later like every other prep I've done.
That's awesome. Good. I figured that was going to be your answer. But I mean, you posted that side by side of your glutes,
Yeah.
and I knew you grew, but like I didn't know that you grew like that much, you know? And I saw that, I was like, dang, they look almost like plastered on now. You know how like some wellness girls, it looks like Photoshop, like they're just like
Thank
That's
you.
hilarious.
that's awesome.
Man, the girls for my height, especially like the real short girls, they do not play. Like,
Hmm.
eh. Every time I get excited, like I feel like I've improved, and then I see what everyone else looks like. I'm like, fucking damn it. Like I'm still 15 pounds smaller than I need to be.
I
It's
get
crazy.
you. Laura,
Yeah,
two peas in a pod.
But I'll keep
but
trying.
yeah, you're improving, and that's I mean that's what we started this podcast talking about, but that's all that really matters after all. I know
Hmm.
I like shit myself the other day because I found out one of the competitors for Texas, and I was like, should I even do that show now? And then Will was like, Meg,
Stop it.
stop that, because this bitch, whew, she's Brazilian, she looks amazing, but he brought up a good point. He was like, she may be like on the cusp of WBB, where your structure may be an advantage, but it really just depends on, the
I
whole
think they're
apples to
gonna love.
oranges thing.
I think
Yeah.
they're gonna love you. If I'm being Josh and I were talking about it the other day because like you have such like round, full muscle bellies, but you're still so feminine and pretty and
Yeah.
like it's like the full package. And I don't think honestly since Shanique was competing in
Hmm.
that there's really been that. That's
Hmm.
everything. I mean,
Yeah.
Natalia was, and then it went a little further than it probably should. I think she
Hmm.
almost looks like she could be in bodybuilding too.
Natalia, I think she has like long muscle bellies. So I think that works to her advantage. But like some of these shorter girls where they're just like stacked, but they're not like wide in the clavicles, that's kind of where it gets a little dicey because they just look like, whew, you know? So, but I'm excited. I like, even if I win in Tampa, like I said, like I'm going to Texas. Just,
You
I want more
should.
exposure. I know more girls are going to show up at Texas. It's going to be I'm probably going to shit myself backstage, figuratively and literally. So I'm excited.
Well, you
But
haven't competed in so long for nothing more like just like regain
just
some
experience,
momentum.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like the first show is to knock the cobwebs off and
Yes,
hopefully win.
exactly.
But like, yeah. What's your heating pattern? What you
Oh,
doing?
just for my shoulder, just to like get it to relax. Like I don't think anything's actually torn. I think it's more just like again, like Laura mentioned, like compensations for an old injury. Because
Hmm.
honestly, like it's something where it just gets so pissed off when I try to do things like dry needling and stuff like that. That I'm like, again, less is more. Just like
Yeah.
leave it alone. But it feels nice to have something warm on there.
Yeah. Dude, I'm in the point of prep where my body temperature fluctuates like crazy throughout the day.
Oh yeah.
Like I eat a meal and I'm like sitting here like sweating because like it just goes through me. And then at night, like I get in bed, I have my fuzzy blanket, I wrap up in a cocoon, and then I go under the sheets, under the comforter.
Are
I
you
have my sleeping
serious?
pad underneath. I go to sleep like that. And then at 2 a.m. I'm waking up
Soaked. Yeah.
drenched. I gotta take that off, take my pants off. I'm just like,
Your
Jesus
body is
Christ.
like, what the fuck are you doing to me?
Yeah.
Dude,
I
that's
keep,
wild.
yeah, it's pretty bad, pretty bad. And like, this is the first prep, like my prep with Jason, like I never experienced like those hunger pains that people talk about at night. But this one, that's why I wake up at night. It's like, I'm just like, I could eat my meal one right now. So it's interesting. It's actually kind of cool to experience because I always heard about people talking about like, oh, the hypo sweats and like getting hungry at night. And I'm like, I want to experience that. Now I'm here and I hate it, but I like it too.
Have you ever had like you're laying in bed at night and all of a sudden you feel like your veins are like pulsing out of your body? That's what happens to me when I'm like really starting to push and prep and carbs are low and whenever you look down and you look like an absolute it only happens to me at night. I don't know.
Yeah,
That
it will
happens to
probably
me after
happen.
meals, not at night.
Yeah,
At night, I actually feel my like descending aorta. Like I feel that pulsing.
that's crazy shit.
Yeah. It's like you can even see it too, just because like it's just boom, boom, boom. It's like an alien's gonna pop out.
I feel like any non-competitors listening to this are like,
What
well,
the
that's
fuck?
not right.
Right.
Why do you do that?
Because it's fun.
Yeah.
Good.
I gotta jump out because I'm driving back with the birthday boy now. But
Oh yeah.
Well, happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday to
Josh.
Josh.
thank you. He's my man now. I've been telling my family he was 30 since we started dating 3 years ago. So he's been 30 for a while.
I'm dead.
That's so funny. Oops.
Dang. That's funny.
My mom does not remember though, because today she messaged me telling him to say happy birthdays. I'm like, you don't remember when I first told you about him? I also said he was 30, but that's fine.
That's great.
That's
I
funny.
love that.
All
Well,
right.
happy birthday to him.
All right.
Thank
Love you,
you.
ladies.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.